Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I'm all hot and sweaty. Good old Texas weather. Not gonna get any better anytime real soon. Last few mornings have been a lot nicer, but it still gets warmed up pretty good in the afternoons. A couple of things on today's video. One, I did get a microphone, and I've got the little media mod attachment for the GoPro, but I need a cable to go from the GoPro to the transmitter so that it'll make the microphone wireless, which, I mean, the microphone is wireless, but I have no way to attach the transmitter to the GoPro unless I have that little cable. So I'm kind of trying to find one of them right now. But today, what I did is I ordered 6 brand new tires on eBay the other day. They came in yesterday or day before, and I finally went down today and had them mounted on the aluminum wheels. Granted, I still have the steel inners on the back. There's no need of buying 2 extra aluminum wheels that nobody's ever going to see. But they're kind of old school and they need polishing, but I mean, it's a work truck. I'm probably not going to polish them. I'll just try to clean them up a little better than they are right now. The truck's getting real close to being able to put it on the road. I've got to, and I apologize if y'all can hear noises from this selfie stick thing that I'm holding the GoPro on. I'm trying to not touch it or move it any more than I have to. I'm about ready to start building the bed. I've got to get the shop cleaned out where I can get it up in there. It's just too hot to be cutting and welding out in this weather. In fact, right now I think they got a ban on it because of the heat and dry. You're supposed to have like 100 gallons of water on hand. You can't leave for 30 minutes after you're completely done welding, and you have to have a spotter, you know, to watch for fires. So it's pretty serious. It's hot and it's dry. We ain't had rain in a while. But anyways, interior still pretty much the same. I'm still trying to get a seat cover for it. It's already starting to get grass and stuff on it. I did get a tack. I've got to get it hooked up. It's mounted. I just got to get it hooked up to the engine or distributor and backlight and all that. That's really it for this truck. Oh, and I did get my custom shifter made. I had this old, it was some kind of old handle off of some sort of implement. So I just made a little attachment where I can unscrew it and change it out to the original one if you want, but I kind of like that. But I'm kind of torn now on these wheels. I was all excited about them up until I actually got them on the truck today, and now I don't know. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Maybe we'll have a little vote if I should leave them on here or sell them and go back to factory steel, just repaint them, or maybe even go with another aftermarket type wheel. Just keep in mind this is going to have a big custom flatbed on it. My welding skid's going to probably be on here permanently. You know, it'll have a water tank for fires and my plasma cutter and all kinds of other stuff. So it's going to be a full-blown work truck. I may or may not even paint it. I don't know. I kind of like to, but even if I do that, I got to wait till it cools off a little bit more. But like I said, in the comments, let me know what you think, if I should keep these wheels or go with something else. I'm kind of torn now. They're Weld Racing, one piece. I believe the series is Typhoons. And I screwed up when I put the front ones on. They're directional wheels, and I actually had them on backwards. I had this one on the passenger side and the passenger on the driver's, so the little lines were facing forward instead of backward. So I had to remove them again and reinstall them, but I took it down the road and it's 150% better. It's a whole lot smoother. There's no more shaking. It's still got some issues in the front end, which it's not bad. It doesn't road walk or anything, but it's going to need, you know, tie rods, a drag link for sure, because I found some play in that. You know, I'm going to go through the front end. I may take it on a few trips after I get it all buttoned up. but more than likely it's just gonna be completely gone through before I 100% put it to work. And then the second part of this video, we finally sold our old Kawasaki mule. It was a great machine. It would pull trailers great. I liked it. But the only thing I didn't like about it was extremely slow. Apologize for the train. They go by here pretty regular. But it was slow to the point where it only run about 25. I think if I kept tweaking on the carburetor and the governor, I had it to where it would go up to like 32 miles an hour. And that was downhill with a headwind. But the minute you climbed a hill, it would start dropping down to like 15, 14, 13 miles an hour. And that was just on a small hill. If I ever got to a really long, gradual hill, it probably would have came almost to a stop. So, got on the marketplace and I got the shaft. Not bad, but bad enough. We wanted something that would go a little faster because we just mainly cruise around with our kids in here. And I wanted something where if I needed to get out of somebody's way, I could. So we hunted around, found this Polaris. It's a 2014 900 crew cab. It's got the fuel injection, it's got the electric power steering. The guy advertised it as mechanically sound, but in his words, and I quote, it was not the belle of the ball. I could care less how pretty it is. I mean, if the body panels were hanging off of it, the bed was missing, that might be one thing. But all in all, other than just minor stuff, you know, this, I don't know if they had a generator running back here and the exhaust blasted on that and melted it or what. That I could care less about. If I had to, I'll just put a old license plate over it or something, or I think you can even buy just this cover. But it's not going to affect what we do with it. When I went to look at it, you know, of course, cranked it up, it started right up. The guy was out in the middle of kind of nowhere, and it was on a long dirt road. And this thing was still dirty, and this is even after I pressure washed it. It was filthy. I looked it over best I could. I checked the motor oil. It was full, but you could tell it'd been in there for a long time. That was kind of a red flag right there. I'll tell you what I paid for it. It was $8,900. And it's got 6,000 miles on it. You know, it's, like I said, it's the 900. It's got an AM/FM stereo. It's got four-wheel drive. It's got the turf mode. Headlights. It's got a little light bar up here that works, which really don't care. It was missing the windshield and the roof. I say missing. It had them. They took them off. That's fine. You can buy that stuff. Problem was, I wish now that I had had some asphalt to go drive it on, because immediately after I got it home, I thought, well, I'll run this over there and pick up the kids from the in-laws with it. This thing was making all kinds of noises. It was real loose feeling. So I got it home, and here is the other thing, and this is what made me buy it. Now, the owner wasn't there, but he sent, I don't know if it was his son or a family friend to meet me. He was a really nice guy. I even told him about the channel, so he's probably going to go and watch this video and be like, what the... I asked him, I said, okay, what work has been done to this thing? Because I know Polaris is bad about, you know, CV axles and differentials. He's like, oh, we just put a new front differential in it, or he did. He put a new front differential in it and 2 new axles. Great, that work's been done. That's something I ain't got to do. And that kind of sealed the deal, and I bought it. Get it home, I can literally move the front axle up and down a ½ an inch in the differential. You know, the back axles, one is super tight and the other one's kind of loose. The suspension bushings are just gone on one side. I thought the whole hub was toast, the bearings, because you could move the wheel in and out about a ½ inch. But the bearings were snug. It was the bushings were out so bad the upper and lower control arms was actually rocking in and out on the frame. The other side of the rear was just the opposite. Now the bushings were still a little worn, but the whole entire hub bearing, you could literally rotate the wheel all the way around in a circle. Needless to say, I wasn't real happy. I sent the guy a message. I'm like, look dude, this is not what you said. And he's like, oh well, that's normal for Polaris to have, you know, play in them. I'm like, maybe, but not this much. I mean, this is the point, if I ever got it up to like full speed, it would probably sling an axle out of it and just destroy the differential. And so that's when I started checking into the, and I sent him a video of how far I was actually wiggling that CV joint. And he's like, and I said, and another thing, the rear bearing is completely, I mean, I can't even drive it now till I fix all this stuff. Or at least the bearing in the back. It's that bad. The whole damn wheel end could fall off, hub and all, and then wreck and ruin the whole machine. So I'm not even driving it now until I fix that. So I sent the guy another message. I'm like, hey, and what's the deal with this here too? So then he starts telling me, well, I sold it to you. You know, it is mechanically sound. The engine, transmission, the rear end, all that's fine. It was the cosmetic stuff. I'm like, no. It's not fine. You know, yeah, the engine may be fine, and I'm kind of worried about that now, seeing how the oil looks like it's the original oil in this machine. I can fix that. It's not knocking, it's not getting hot. I can change the oil and filters and service the motor. Transmission, now I'm going to have to go through it, or transaxle, and make sure the fluid's changed out and up to level. Same thing with the front and rear diffs. And then he also told me he only replaced the front diff, not the axles. I'm like, you know, this all would have made a huge difference in me buying this machine from you if you had disclosed all this. And he's like, well, that's all normal wear and tear stuff. The mechanically, it is sound. That's just normal wear and tear stuff. And he said, and plus, basically he was telling me he sold this machine to me at a wholesale price. $9 grand? And this is one of the few times I didn't even try to Jew him down or nothing. I mean, he wanted 8,900. I looked it over. I checked what I could, and I'm like, yeah, I drove it down a dirt road. And I'm like, I won't, you know, I'm not going to hit you up for any less. I'll pay you the whole 8,900. Had I known all the what's wrong with it, and he disclosed that, one, I probably never even would have bought it, or two, I'd have been like, I ain't giving you 8,900 for it. There's no way. And the low retail price on this thing is $8,900, $9,000. This isn't retail, that's a wholesale machine. It should have been like a $3,500 machine. And he's like, well, if I fixed all the stuff on it, I'd be selling it for $14,000 or $15,000. He might have been asking $14,000 or $15,000, but you wouldn't have got it. You'd have still got $8,000 or $9,000. Too many machines out there are a whole lot newer and a whole lot better shape for $14,000 and $15,000. So after that, the communication ended. He didn't contact me no more, and I didn't contact him, which hey, that's fine. I'll deal with it. It just kind of sucks, you know. I've got a handicapped son and a 3-year-old, and the handicapped son, there's not much that he gets joy out of. You know, he don't walk, he don't talk. This is one of the few things that we can go do when it's cooler. We can hop on that thing and go for a ride, and one, he either gets so relaxed he falls asleep, or two, he's giggling and laughing. He loves it. Well, we can't even do that now, you know. So I've got parts ordered. I don't know when they're all coming in, but just gonna bite the bullet and fix her up. You know, that's kind of it happens on the marketplace. But I can honestly say it's the first time something like this has happened to me. I mean, I try to be as honest as I can when I sell stuff. I'll be like, yeah, it runs and drives, but it don't have brakes, or, you know, it ain't something you're going to just put on the road and go. It runs and drives, yeah, but you're going to have to do a little bit of work to it still. You know, for what I do, my Will It Run videos, more than likely, I'm just going to get them running and driving, and I'm through. Because I don't want to spend a pile of money on them and then try to sell them and don't make any money. And plus, a lot of people, they want to be the one that works on it and gets it, you know, fine-tuned and completely redone the way they want it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just want to hop in it and go, but some of these older machines, like this old van, you know, I got to fix the brakes on it still. But as far as finding all the lights and a new grill, they're expensive. I'm probably not going to do that. You know, the body's fairly straight. There's a little bit of rust here and there, nothing bad. The subframe underneath is solid as a rock. The engine sounds good and tight. You know, it runs 60 pounds of oil pressure. It doesn't run hot. Once I get the brakes done, I may pressure wash and get all this crud off, and it's going on the marketplace. You know, and somebody that wants to restore one of these or turn it into a camper or whatever, it's perfect. They can finish it, and they'll want to finish it. So anyways, like I said, it just kind of irked me that somebody finally got to me on the marketplace. I wondered when it was going to happen, but you know, it's like everything else. It's all nuts and bolts. I got parts coming. I'll tear it apart and redo everything, and we should have a fairly decent machine. But now we're going to have a pile of money in something that we'll probably never get back. So it is what it is. Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much the end of this video for now. Well, it's the end of this video forever. I'll make others. So get on my channel, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell so you can get notified when I post more videos, and we'll go from there. I've got plenty of other videos to make and lots more material, and I'm picking up more this weekend to get going. Be some interesting videos coming up in the future, so stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Bye.